Brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing USA in association with Devin Haney Promotions. We're sponsored by JD Sports, and all the action will go live around the world on DAZN and Sky Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, every boxer dreams of becoming a champion. Now today we're here in Oxon Hill, Maryland, and just a short way down the road over the Potomac River, the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, you'll find yourself in Northern Virginia. You go the other way, over the Anacostia River, the 11th Street Bridge, and you'll find yourself in the southeast quadrant of our nation's capital, the District of Columbia. Now that's why they call this area the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. This area has a great history of champions and fighters. Guys like Mark Too Sharp Johnson, William Joppy, DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley, Sean Bay Mitchell, I could go on, a lot of great fighters. But there's one fighter from the DMV that really stands head and shoulders above anyone, and he's actually my favorite fighter of all time. And at one point in time, he was just a young prospect with a dream of becoming a champion, and he not only realized his dreams, but he superseded it. He became the Olympic gold medalist, 5-division champion, International Boxing Hall of Famer, Mr. Sugar Ray Leonard. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today, as we sit here as fans or as press, we have the privilege and the honor to witness the next great American phenom, Devin "The Dream" Haney. Now, born in San Francisco, raised in Oakland and Las Vegas, 7-time amateur national champion. He's now 21-0 as a pro, ranked number 3 in the world by the WBC. He's, trains with Floyd Mayweather Sr., Mike the Body Snatcher McCallum, Roy Jones Jr., spars with guys like Tank Davis. Amazing guy. And people say, and by the way, he runs his own promotion company, DHP, with his father, Billy. But people say, at age 20, how can Devin be so successful? And I can answer that very easily, but because we're in our nation's capital, I think it's very appropriate to quote the great American statesman and 4-star General Colin Powell. He said, "A dream is not realized through magic. A dream is realized through sweat, determination, and hard work." And anyone who's ever seen Devin train in the gym or how hard he works outside of it, they will understand his success. But hold on, because our promoter is an Englishman, I think it's only fair that I also quote a Brit. So I'm going to quote John Lennon really quick. And he said, "A dream that we dream alone is just a dream. But a dream that we dream together becomes a reality." And together with Matchroom Boxing USA and DAZN, Devin Haney is not just well on his way to realizing his dreams, but like the great Sugar Ray Leonard, he's on his way to superseding them. So here to introduce you to Devin and all the other great fighters on the card Saturday night, the man who put all of this together, the president of Matchroom Boxing USA, Mr. Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, David. Understated as always. What about a round of applause for David Diamante? I know it was unbelievable. I was having lunch with David before this press conference, and he said, "Are you happy with my speeches before the press conferences?" I said, "Yeah, just, tone them down a little bit, keep them short." And that was David's toned down short version. So well done, David. I thought it was excellent. Guys, it's great to be here. Our first show promoted here at the MGM National Harbor in Washington. What a venue, what a place. As we know, Alexander Usyk originally scheduled to fight on this card. He actually, unfortunately, had to pull out with injury. Devin Haney came in, the dream Devin Haney, to replace him. And what a replacement he is, what a star this young man is. And he has a very difficult fight on Saturday against Antonio Moran. Before we talk to all the main fights in the championship fights on Saturday, we've got 2 very special young fighters as well on the card. The young fighters coming through right now in the US and with Matchroom Boxing are integral to our growth and our development, but also integral to the growth and the development of boxing worldwide and in the USA. 2 guys particularly on this card have the whole world in front of them. All you need is activity and a chance to progress. And if you've got the ability and if you've got the desire and the work ethic, you will go on to make it. So firstly, I'd like to bring up a young man from Kazakhstan who was an incredible amateur, the 2016 Olympic gold medalist, undefeated as a pro, fighting for the first time here in Washington on Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Yulusinov.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be in Maryland, in this beautiful place. This show is supposed to be a great show. It will be my 7th fight, and hope some Kazakh people will be on the show. And will you enjoy it? Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. An exceptional young talent who is going to rule the world, I believe, at 147 pounds. Just a little bit of housekeeping. This is streamed live on DAZN. I see the DAZN team putting their hair out because people keep walking across the back here. So do not do that, otherwise you will not be given any more food. Thank you. Very important. Okay, this young man is an interesting character. Okay, Lorenzo Truck Simpson. All right, out of Baltimore. Don't give him a clap just yet, I haven't even finished. And obviously a friend of Devin Haney and Bill Haney, they talk very big about this guy. He tells me he's beaten a lot of our prospects already, and I'm excited to see him live on Saturday night, because I think he's a fighter that can really go on and achieve in the sport of boxing, and I think another example of a young fighter who has everything in front of him. Ladies and gentlemen, boxing in his hometown, nearish, for the first time, Lorenzo Simpson.
For the people who don't know me and the people who did, I'll be fighting this Saturday on the undercard of Devin Haney. I'll put on a great show. Hopefully you'll love the show I put on. You'll get to know the very lot of skill of Lorenzo Truck Simpson. Thanks.
Women's boxing is, for me, something that has just gone from strength to strength in the last 12 to 18 months. I mean, recently we've seen Clarissa Shields headline her own show for the Undisputed Championship, and next week at Madison Square Garden on the Anthony Joshua card, Katie Taylor will go for the Undisputed Lightweight World Championship. Someone who boxed Katie Taylor when it was probably far too early for her in her career was Jessica McCaskill. She came on and gave Katie Taylor, I think, the toughest fight of her career so far, shortly behind Anahi Sanchez, who did the same. Katie Taylor won her world title from Anahi Sanchez in a stadium for 70,000 people. Jessica McCaskill gave us an amazing moment in October last year in Chicago when she captured the WBC light welterweight world championship, and now she gets the chance in what is her first defence to unify the division against the now 140-pound world champion in Anahi Sanchez. This is a great fight. Women's boxing, I think, is excellent to watch, and these two great fighters, particularly knowing Jessica so well and a great job that Rick Ramos has done, she's a great individual, a great competitor, and someone that I believe can go on and become undisputed champion at 140 pounds and also fluctuate within the weight classes as well. So firstly, I want to bring up the reigning WBA world champion, Anahi Sanchez.
Bueno, ahora, vine a hacer una buena pelea, esperemos tener una muy buena pelea, estamos preparados y bueno, como sabrán muchos boxeadores que la defensa es un compromiso.
I am happy to arrive to our United States. Thank you to Matchroom.
Y bueno, nada, gracias y esperemos hacer una buena pelea.
I come to the United States for world title, and yes, I hope to win and return to top boxing field.
And her opponent, the reigning WBC World Light Welterweight Championship from Chicago, Jessica McCaskill.
Hello everybody, really excited to be here, excited to have another fight so early. Last year there was a lot of issues with the fights that we were trying to get, and it took almost a year for me to get another fight, so I'm very happy to punch somebody in the face this weekend. Very happy to be representing female boxing. Like Eddie said, we're definitely trying to put things on another level, be just as entertaining as the men are perceived to be, even better, and we're going to do that this Saturday.
Thank you, Jessica and Nahi. The Unified World Light Welterweight Championship on Saturday night. The heavyweight division has always been and will continue to be the flagship of the sport of boxing. Right now, it couldn't be better and stronger. You have the biggest and best heavyweight in the world in Anthony Joshua, defending his unified titles against Andy Ruiz next Saturday at Madison Square Garden live on DAZN. You have Deontay Wilder with a fantastic performance last weekend to knock out Dominic Breazeale. You have Tyson Fury, who continues to put in great performances around the world. You have Luis Ortiz, you have Dillian White, who I rate as one of the very, very best. You have Alexander Usyk, you have Alexander Povetkin, Joseph Parker, the list goes on and on. You also have two gentlemen here that are really on the verge of fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. Firstly, in Michael Hunter, who has one defeat on his record in a great fight to Alexander Usyk, and has somehow emerged as a real underdog and frontrunner in the heavyweight division. This is a guy who wasn't supposed to go on and be a contender and win World Heavyweight Championships, but he's a guy that's refused to say no. He's a guy that's been slung in the deep end at late notice in tough fights, firstly against Martin Bakole in one of the fights of the year where he come and stopped Bakole, then again against Alexander Ustinov in Monaco, and right now he sits in the top 15, and a guy that I truly believe will go on and fight for the World Heavyweight title, coached by Hasim Rahman, who of course we saw years ago in tremendous fights for the World Heavyweight title. But this is a young man who's very, very determined, and there's a glint in his eye that says, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be the guy that upsets everybody. The guy that's going to come on the blind side and come and win the World Heavyweight Championship. On Saturday night, he defends his WBA international title against Fabio Maldonado. We expect a great fight. Maldonado took Oscar Rivas the full distance recently. So right now, first of all, I'm going to welcome up and say a few words the challenger on Saturday, Fabio Maldonado.
Hi, I'm very happy to be here. Eu não sei falar inglês direito ainda, meu amigo vai me ajudar.
Hi, I'm very happy to be here. I don't know, I don't say English too much. I'll be here to helping him.
Eu estou muito feliz de estar aqui e agradeço a todos os envolvidos, meu manager Fabiano Pena e a todos os envolvidos aqui pela grande oportunidade.
I want to say thank you to everybody that got me into this fight. Also, my promoter, Fabiano Pena, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be here.
Eu sempre na minha vida eu quis lutar com os melhores. Eu lutei com os melhores lutadores do mundo no MMA e eu quero isso também no boxe. Sempre nas minhas lutas eu vou para matar ou morrer. Não espero nada fácil e eu estou em busca da felicidade. Tenho 39 anos e estou em busca da felicidade. Meu corpo está bom, estou com o queixo bom, não faço sparring. Estou muito feliz de estar aqui.
I've always looked to fight tough opponents. I fought the best guys in the world in MMA, and I think I can do this in box. I feel really good. My body feels really good. I'm 39 years old, and my fights is I'm always go forward. I always wanted the knockouts.
Obrigado a todos vocês aí. Abraço.
Thank you
Deus
very much.
abençoe.
Thank you very much, guys, and God bless all.
Thank you, Fabio, and thank you very much. And now, welcome up the bounty hunter, a fantastic amateur, the reigning WBA international champion, Michael Hunter.
How everybody doing? First of all, I'd like to thank Matchroom, DAZN, Eddie. They've done wonders for my career. I'd like to thank MGM National Harbor and for this opportunity for me to showcase my skills at the DMV area once again. And like you said, I have a determination that won't be moved. And come Saturday, you guys will see it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Another heavyweight fight on the bill is one that I cannot wait for. Filip Hrgović, who is just, he looks like $1 million. I mean, sort of looks like me, in shape, and slightly taller and better looking. So I'm trying to say we're kind of similar in that respect. But one thing he can do that I can't is fight. And this young man is someone that has dominated the amateur code of the sport for a long time. In the sport of boxing, in that amateur system, everybody knows that Filip Hrgović is the real deal. You know, Anthony Joshua will tell you, his coach Rob McCracken will tell you, Joe Joyce will tell you, all these guys know that Filip Hrgović is one of the most determined, hard-hitting, exciting, athletic, skillful heavyweights out there in the division right now. Already making waves in the top 15 of the world, and really only a novice. And I'm so pleased to be working with Sauerland, with the development of Filip Hrgović, and Nissi Sauerland will come up and say a few words shortly. We have a real chance here, and you have a chance to see the future of the heavyweight division in Filip Hrgović. He has a great fight against Greg Corbin. Greg Corbin's been in camp with Anthony Joshua for this fight. We saw him up against Charles Martin. He wasn't active enough. He took that fight at short notice. It wasn't a fight that I believe that he was ready for. Now he's trained hard in camp, and he is ready for the fight with Filip Hrgović on Saturday night. So please welcome up the challenger for the WBC International Heavyweight title, Greg Corbin.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Hey man, I want to thank DAZN, Eddie Hearn, everybody, man. Thank y'all for having me on the show, man. It's a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Very good. You can sing as well, so that was incredible. Listen, I think you've got a great chance in this fight, but if things don't work out, I know a lot of people want to see you up there singing. That was very impressive, very impressive. To introduce Filip, I want to bring up a young man, part of the famous Sauerland brothers, doing a great job with the World Boxing Super Series right now. We have a long-standing relationship with them that's been outstanding over the years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Sauerland Promotions, Nissi Sauerland.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you, Eddie, for the intro. Got a bit emotional for a second there. Like Eddie says, we've worked together for many years together, and we're just very happy to be working together on such an exciting project. I believe Filip Hrgović is the best contender out there at the moment, and I believe on Saturday night he'll prove why we are so excited by his future. We believe that he can beat any of the top heavyweights out there. It's going to be a long road. No one's going to pick to fight him. We're going to have to make people fight him. And I believe together with DAZN and Matchroom, we have the perfect way to get there. Thank you very much.
Good job.
It's not gonna be your day, man. Stop singing. Just joking. I'm very glad to be a part of this great event. I would like to thank my promoters, Team Sauerland and Matchroom Boxing, DAZN TV. I'm very excited for my American debut. So it's an honor for me to fight here. For everyone who don't know, I coming from Croatia, small country in the Europe, and I would like to make my country proud on the Saturday night. And thank you everyone, and see you on Saturday.
Well done, gentlemen. Very good, very good. It's a great heavyweight fight, and we look forward to those on Saturday. Now we move to the main event, and I'm very proud to stand here as Devin Haney's promoter, working with Devin Haney Promotions and Bill Haney for a number of reasons. Number one, because I truly believe he's the next superstar of American boxing. But number two, because he's a fine young man. And, you know, I know it's our job to talk people up and spit the hype, but the truth is sometimes it's very rewarding to work with people with great work ethic, with great mindsets, people that are extremely determined to get to the top, people that you trust and know. You don't have to watch over them, you don't have to check up on them, you don't have to see if they're doing what other fighters are doing, you know, being ill-disciplined and being disrespectful. You know that this man is a good person, a good ambassador for the sport of boxing, and that appeals to me, that appeals to Matchroom Boxing as well. Because to be a star, you not only need to be able to fight, but you need to be able to inspire a new generation of people. a generation of viewers, but also a generation of kids coming up. We need good people, we need good role models, we need people that know how to act and know how to show what's right and how to behave. And I think Devin Haney really does that. So well done to Bill for raising a fine young man. But the truth is talent and potential is great. But once you get in that ring, it really goes out the window. And now, after all the talk, this young man is the future, and David Diamante could be the next Sugar Ray Leonard. The pressure is on, because on Saturday night he has a real fight against Antonio Moran. I would say the first real fight of Devin Haney's career so far. We've seen Antonio Moran in great fights, went the distance with Jose Pedraza. He has definitely operated at a level much higher than Devin Haney has operated in his career so far. But I can't wait to see Devin Haney live, up close. This young man is 20 years of age. 20 years of age. 21-0. WBC number 3. Top 5 with the WBA. Top 5, top 7 or whatever it is with the WBO. He is well beyond his years. And I'm probably going to disappoint some people by saying, I wouldn't mind slowing it down a little bit. But unfortunately, Devin and Bill have this mindset and this belief and this drive to take on the very best now. When we were talking about fighting Abdullayev and it might go to Teofimo Lopez, get us Teofimo Lopez now. Get us Lomachenko now. I'm saying you're 20 years old, but the talent is incredible. He has skills to burn, but he has to deliver live on DAZN on Saturday night. But the future is incredible for Devin Haney, having been to Vegas, watching him train, watch his mindset, and the fact that this young man has it all at 20 years of age and lives on the Las Vegas Strip. It's the worst place for a guy of 20 years old with a 21-0 record, with a big TV deal to live. But he lives there because he has the right mindset. And I believe he has the skills, and with that mindset, he could be unbeatable in the sport of boxing. You could be looking at the next superstar of US boxing. First things first, it's Antonio Moran on Saturday night at the MGM National Harbor. And firstly, I would like to welcome up from Mexico, the challenger, Antonio Moran.
Hola a todos, una disculpa porque bueno, no hablo nada de inglés, pero estoy realmente muy emocionado por esta oportunidad que se me presenta.
Hello everybody, thank you for being here. I'm really excited about this fight. I'm sorry I don't speak English, but I will translate for him.
Hicimos nosotros un buen entrenamiento, un buen campamento de entrenamiento, entonces venimos fuertes, venimos motivados, ansiosos ya, estoy emocionado por subir el sábado a la pelea, entonces esperen lo mejor de mí y muchas gracias a todos.
I'm very excited. We did a very good training camp in Mexico, like 9,000 feet in the mountains. So we're gonna do a very good fight on Saturday night. I'm very grateful with Matchroom Boxing, DAZN, and All Star Boxing, my company. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonio. And right now, the talking is done. He's been talked up to the hills. Now it's time to talk for him and produce on Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning WBC International Lightweight Champion, Devin the Dream Haney.
Hello everybody. First off, I want to start off by saying I want to thank God. I want to thank my dad, my team, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, DAZN, all the media that came out today. The MGM National Harbor and the whole DMV area. I had a wonderful training camp. I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling ready. This fight, I feel like it's my breakout fight. It's my time to really show, who Devin Haney is, what Devin Haney is made of. I know Moran is gonna come to fight. He put up a great fight with Pedraza, but I'm here to show him that I'm no Pedraza. That I'm just on a whole total different level. And thank you everybody. Tune in Saturday night. You guys are gonna see something that y'all never seen before, especially not from someone that's 20 years old. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Devin, and thank you all the fighters. We're going to have head-to-heads up here. and then everyone's available to the media. Just want to acknowledge as well, obviously on Team Haney, we talk about legends in Sugar Ray Leonard, of course he'll be there on Saturday night, but one of my favourite fighters of all time, ladies and gentlemen, former world middleweight champion Mike, the body snatcher McCallum here in the house as well. Thank you all. We'll see you for the weigh-in tomorrow. We look forward to a great night on Saturday, live on DAZN. Thank you very much. Face to face, please. Thank you. Michael?
Let's go, champ. Ready? I'm not going to get knocked out.